Hi there, I'm Sage and welcome to Sage Does Crafts. Today we've got another crochet kit from SHEIN. If you haven't seen my previous video, please check it out. I'll link it down below. But in this video, we are doing another one. This is another smaller pack, so I'm assuming it'll be like a similar size. But instead of doing a guessing one where I don't show you guys what it is until the end, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys what this one is. That this is supposed to be a little otter. If you've watched my previous video, you know that crochet kit didn't go so well. I wasn't able to finish it and I had to come up with my own stuff. So I am very, very skeptical about this one. We're still going to do it and we're going to hope that it works. We also have another big one that's for another video in the future, but it is not the same packaging as this one. This will be the last one. If you can't tell, they're different packaging. I don't have high hopes for this one. We're gonna do it anyway. I don't have high hopes, but I'm hoping that this other one will be better. But until we get to that video, we are gonna be doing this one and we are gonna be making, hopefully, a very cute little otter. So let's get started. We'll be moving to the table and seeing what all they sent us. Okay, here we are at the table. This is what the package looks like up close. So let's get all of our supplies out and set up. Okay, here we have our first look. They've given us quite a bit of these little yarns. We've got some black yarn, some blue, and so hopefully they sent enough this time. They also sent us a 3mm crochet hook that is pretty nice, and it's not bent this time. Last time it was bent. We've also got some more stitch markers. They look like they are long enough. Last video, if you haven't seen it, I did get some stitch markers, one of which was broken and I had to throw it away. Little glue on eyes, some glue, a plastic needle, got that, and then we of course have this minuscule amount of stuffing. I am not having high hopes for the stuffing right now, but we will see. I'm getting ahead of myself. But we also have in these kits these cute little books. They are not the instruction manual. I put the instructions to the side, but these show you the basics of crochet because these kits advertise themselves as beginner friendly kits. They advertise themselves that this will teach you how to crochet. They also come with a code. I'm not going to show it. They come with a QR code that you're supposed to be able to scan and watch a video tutorial for this project. Now, I am not going to be doing that because I am scared of QR codes from this site. So I would recommend that anyone who gets this just be careful. That being said, now that we have all materials, let's get this started. So I am not going to show you the instructions, but this is what he is supposed to look like. So we are going to get started on him. He's looking pretty simple, so hopefully he turns out well, but let's get started. So I will say right off the bat, this does look a lot better than the crochet kit that I did previously. They are already telling me to start the body with the white. And if you know from last video, they didn't tell me anything. There's only one spot in which they told me what color to use, but it looks like just from looking at this, it tells you what color you're supposed to be starting out with, and it just tells you right at the end which color you're supposed to be doing, which is super nice, which helps because I would hate to start this project out thinking I'm working from the bottom up with brown only to realize that actually I've been making the head. So that is actually nice. This one's seeming a lot better. Now it is calling for a magic ring of 6. I already have comments. So the pattern tells you to start out with a magic ring, doesn't tell you how many stitches to put in it, and in row 1 it tells you 6 times single crochet. So I'm assuming that row 1, which typically in a pattern you'd see 6 magic ring, and then row 1 would be increase in every stitch or something like that. But it seems like this pattern just tells you to start the magic ring, and row 1 tells you how many stitches to put in it. So that is a little wonky. Already the pattern is a little weird, which is to be expected, but so far, not so bad. So far, the pattern is going pretty well. We are going to be moving back to the bed, and I'm going to keep working on this, see what other thoughts I can have. So far, this is what I have. There are no issues in the pattern yet. Everything is actually written a lot better. It's not great, mind you. It's still worded a bit weird, but you can figure it out pretty easy. But one thing that's been annoying me is the yarn again. Let's see. The yarn is just splitting really badly. It's like, I just started. Can we not do this? But it's splitting really badly. That is something that I, of course, was expecting with this yarn from my experience with it previously. Feels the same, super soft yarn, but super splitty. So that's unfortunate. But I am really proud of myself. Look how tight my stitches are. Look how tight they are. Even though it's so small and terrible to work with. We're gonna keep working on it. It looks like this is actually gonna be tiny, because this is as big as I'm gonna make the head before single crocheting. So this little otter is probably gonna actually be really small, which is bad because it's like I don't really want something super small, but at the same time it's good because that means I'm not gonna run out of yarn. So hopefully I will not run out. I should have plenty, especially like if this is the top of the head, I should have plenty of yarn. So let's keep going. Okay, this is the head so far. This is all of the white that we're gonna be doing. We're now switching to brown. If you can tell, this little guy's just tiny. Like, his head's gonna be like as big as my thumb. That is actually exciting. So far, the pattern has been super simple, very easy to read, and I've had absolutely no issues with the pattern so far. Like, yeah, it's written like unconventionally, but it's not written in a way that's like confusing, in a way that I have to really sit and think about it. One thing I will say is I don't know if this matches. Hang on one second. Okay, I just noticed something really weird. Okay, this so far is 8 rows, and this is where they tell me to switch the color. But based on this photo, like I counted, there's at least 10 rows of the white, if not like 11. And the head in this picture looks a lot larger than this. So I don't know, I've got 2 options here. I could go until like row 10 and then switch to brown, or I could dutifully follow the instructions and just change to brown now, like it tells me to. So I don't know, because that's weird. Man, I thought this was going so well. But we're gonna, I think, change the color. We're gonna follow the instructions and see how our little otter turns out. Okay, we are almost done with the body here. And he is, I I don't know if it's just that he isn't stuffed. I don't think that this is the same pattern of the photo. This is what the body is supposed to look like. And this is what he's turning out to be. The math is not mathing. There's supposed to be 10 rows here. There are not 10 rows of the white head. And the body looks like it's supposed to get bigger, you know, around the bottom. And they had me decrease just straight up in the middle and then do 4 rows of single crochet. So, I don't know, he's looking like one of the little jars that you put organs in like Egyptian mummies. I don't know, I got the Wish version of this pattern, unfortunately, it looks like. But he's not done yet. So I only have 2 decrease rows and then he needs to get stuffed. So maybe some stuffing will help him. What's funny is it turns out this pattern is just kind of crappy, but the previous pattern for the hamster was amazing. Even though it was like written not great, like I was able to figure it out and reproduce it and it looks super cute. This, I do not have high hopes for this. This looks like a turd. So let's move to the table and we're gonna get him stuffed and see what he's gonna look like. Okay, we've got our 1 row of decrease left and this is what he's looking like. So we're gonna get out our stuffing and see if we have enough to stuff him. But before we do that, instead of using these gross little stick-on eyes with glue, I am just gonna go ahead and use these spare eyes that I have to put in. Okay, I was able to get the eyes in finally, but I had to flip it inside out and I pulled out like 10 stitches. So now that that is over with, we can try and stuff this thing before putting him back. Okay, actually maybe this is enough. It is very soft stuffing, so that is really nice. Okay, he's pretty much all stuffed. I might do a little bit more, but this is how much stuffing we have left. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. And also, this is how much brown yarn we have left. I think I about have enough to do an entire another one if I wanted, which is so weird and completely opposite of last kit. So now that we have him all stuffed, he is looking a little bit better, but I don't know. I do not think they gave me the pattern for the picture, which is not surprising, but disappointing regardless. I am impressed that they gave me enough yarn and stuffing though. So we're gonna close him up and then work on finishing up all his little leggies. He is not looking like the picture at all. He looks like a mummified turd. Okay, well, let's move back to the bed and I will give some more of my thoughts here. Okay, so we're back with our little mummified turd. But I was looking at the pattern because we're going to be making his hands, feet, and tail next, and it's all the exact same for the hands, the feet, and the tail. When if you look at this picture, the hands look like they match the part of the pattern. The feet look like they're fanned out. These feet do not look like these arms. And these arms do not really look like this tail. But apparently they're all the exact same thing. This is not going well. I love how the hamster and this otter look like they came from the exact same manufacturer, same packaging, same instructions looking packet, you know, like they look like they came from the same place. Completely different issues with them. The hamster, the pattern was at least a good pattern, Like, I'm able to redo that pattern and get a good result. This looks nothing like the picture. The hamster looked like the picture, I just didn't have enough materials. This looks nothing like the picture. And I've got an overabundance of material. It's so weird. But we're gonna keep following the instructions. And, well, we're gonna make the hands, the feet, and the tail. And, sew it onto our little mummified turd here. Oh no, look at him. Why does he look like Nosferatu if he was a koala? It's so bad. It's terrible. And he's not even done yet. Well, let's see what he looks like with all his limbs. I don't know how it just got worse. It just kept getting worse. Look at him. I mean, look at his unshapely, tapered body, Nosferatu ears, like the koala nose, the shell that's absolutely massive, like the feet that don't make any sense. Like, this is what I wanted. This is what I got. I'm trying to think of like all the things that I could have done that were to blame. I couldn't have done this bad. Like, sure, I didn't expect it to look like that, but before you click off this video, we're not done yet. I feel like redeeming myself. I'm gonna be making my own pattern based off of this picture because this was supposed to be a Mother's Day gift. I can't give this to her. I can't do it. I have to keep him because I love my children. So we're gonna be making another one. I'm gonna be designing my own pattern off of this picture that will hopefully look a lot better. So I need to go show this abomination to someone else immediately. Whew. Okay, hi, it's been a couple days, but I did get the otter done. I didn't get any footage of it because unfortunately I got food poisoning, so I was just like not feeling it. But this is what he looks like. This is my little guy. He only slightly looks like Nosferatu. Obviously doesn't look like this because I gave him different eyes. I thought these eyes were actually really cute. So, if you guys would like, I'm thinking about doing a tutorial for him since the pattern is pretty simple. But let me know what you guys think. I think he looks a lot better than Koala Nosferatu. So, there you have it. I think next video I'll be coming out with a free tutorial for him. And a free pattern, of course. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far into the video. If you like what you saw, please consider liking and subscribing as it will really help out the channel. I've also got plenty of other videos and free tutorials to watch, so check out for new tutorials up and coming. But thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave comments and suggestions down below. It would really mean a lot to me. And thank you again for watching. Okay, have a great day. Bye!